Hey everyone, me Kevin here. We have details of the new stimulus counteroffer from Republicans, and it includes potentially larger stimulus checks. I'm going to also clarify the rumor mill regarding Mitch McConnell because I'm hearing a lot of negativity regarding Mitch. I'm going to clarify what the heck is going on in Mitch's brain. We'll deal with that right here. Let's get started. To catch you up to speed, this morning, Donald Trump stated that he's interested in doing a large package and possibly even larger payments than Democrats. Trump this morning stated this on Rush Limbaugh's radio show. He said, quote, "I would like to see a bigger stimulus package, frankly, than either the Democrats or Republicans are offering. I'm going the exact opposite now. I'd like to see more money going to the people." This, yes, is true, Donald Trump, the exact opposite of what you said on Tuesday when you canned stimulus talks and the market dropped. Some say because the market dropped, Trump is U-turning, or maybe it was strategic. All we do know is that Larry Kudlow did come out on Fox News this morning as sort of the weapon of the Trump administration that generally comes out to pump the stock market, and that he did. This morning, Larry Kudlow brought scripted notes and told us that Trump has approved a $1.8 trillion counteroffer to Democrats. This is higher than their prior offer. And this is good as it means we're coming even closer, though close in Congress means still far apart. This package must still be accepted by Nancy Pelosi, and we finally have details on this, which I'm going to hit right now. But think of this really as like the Republicans' second counteroffer. First, we had Nancy at her $2.2 trillion, the revised HEROES Act, sort of like an initial new offer. Republicans come in at $1.62. Nancy Pelosi says, "I need more money," and Republicans come up to $1.8. We still have a gulf here. However, we do appear to be narrowing the gap. We also learned this morning that this package would include stimulus checks, unemployment pay, airline aid, PPP funding, and money for testing, tracing, and treatments, but we didn't yet get numbers. Well, now we have some leaked information that's going to give us a little bit of insight on exactly what was missing. First, on stimulus checks, we are expecting in this counteroffer $1,200 checks to adults, and here's a new one, $1,000 per child. This is double the $500 per child we had in the last stimulus package. This apparently from a White House aide who was speaking on a condition of anonymity because, well, they didn't want to get fired, leaked the information that says this new package revises the dependent pay specifically for children, presumably 17 and under, to $1,000 per child. This means a family of 4 might potentially get as much as $4,400 in this next package if it was 2 adults and 2 children. $1,200 and $1,200, $2,400 plus $2,000 for 2 children. On state and local government pay, Republicans have come up from their original offer of $250 billion to $300 billion. This is still less than the $417 billion that Democrats want. However, $300 billion might be closer to the actual expenditures that are needed for state and local governments, though Democrats are trying to pre-fund more future expenses as we continue over the next few months, and those expenses will grow. On unemployment, Republicans are maintaining their offer of $400 per week. However, remember this. Democrats originally wanted $600 per week and a time frame of September 6th through January 31st. Republicans came in and said we want $400 per week and we'll do a shorter time frame from September 13th through January 1st. While Republicans in this new counteroffer have kept their weekly benefit amount to $400 per week, they are now willing to provide more time, that is unemployment benefits for a longer period of time. And yes, they would be retroactive to whatever starting point that is in January or in September here, which might be as early as September 6th. But Republicans did come up on the amount of time they want to provide. We do not know how long though. From Pelosi, we know that right now Pelosi has received updated language again. And honestly, I'm tired of hearing about this updated language stuff, but apparently this is very important. For example, both sides have agreed upon $75 billion for testing, tracing, treatments, and vaccines. They have settled on that. However, they have not yet settled on the particular wording for how to spend that $75 billion. So now they've got the check written. Now they're just working on, okay, well, exactly how's it going to get divided up? It is not clear yet if Democrats' SALT tax cap removal will make it into the final bill. Now remember, the SALT tax cap is the state and local tax deduction cap, which caps the amount of state and local taxes you can write off at $10,000 per year. This hurts people in high income tax states like California and New York, or high property tax states like Texas. This is oftentimes called a blue state provision, even though, again, states like Texas could benefit from this. Now, this particular provision, if Democrats let this go, and they give in to Republicans and say, fine, we won't remove the cap, then we would be $100 billion closer to a deal. Just that one thing is worth $100 billion. Also, about $400 billion of money will be repurposed from the CARES Act. That means the true cost of this Republican counteroffer, instead of being $1.8 trillion, is actually $1.4 trillion, which is much more palpable to Republican senators. Quick note, during the editing of this video, a White House staffer came out and said the $1.8 trillion is actually probably closer to 1.9, but they all calculate this slightly different. It does include the stimulus checks, does include the airline pay, does include the employee retention credit, so just sort of backing up some of the other updates that we already had through leaks. Also, the White House has officially refused to debate, that is the Donald Trump debate between Biden and Trump on the 15th will be canceled, and all eyes now are on what might happen on the 22nd. That is the next opportunity and the last opportunity for a debate. But let's get back into the other information. This morning, before the new counteroffer came out, and this is important to know, is before the new counteroffer came out, Mitch McConnell stated that there would be no way we would see a stimulus bill in 3 weeks prior to the election. And he wasn't even sure if, even if there was, he could get enough Republicans on board. However, let's clear this up. Mitch McConnell is out of this negotiation. He's not looped into this negotiation. It's mostly Mnuchin, Pelosi, Trump, and a little bit of Meadows. Every time McConnell gets involved, all we hear is negativity, which is ironic because a few months ago, Mitch McConnell said, hey, if my entire caucus, the president, and everybody agrees on doing $600 a week in unemployment, well, I'm on board. So you could see Mitch McConnell, he talks tough. And he says, to Donald Trump on Tuesday, he says, we're just being strung along. And then he is the one who people presume convinced Donald Trump to say, bomb the deal, kill the deal. Mitch McConnell's just poking people here. He's poking bears and is making it harder. It's very, very frustrating. So instead of focusing on Mitch McConnell, who again has previously said he will roll with the majority if it means getting a deal done, he said that. He was the one who agreed to do $600 a week if most of the people were willing to do it. Well, let's now specifically look at some Republican senators who are more important to look at. Donald Trump, by the way, is also lobbying specifically to Republican senators. There are multiple reports that Donald Trump is speaking directly to some of these senators to see if Donald Trump can get the support he needs in the Senate to get the stimulus package through. So again, notice the power players and what the power players are doing. They're talking to the people they need to talk to get support. Mitch McConnell doesn't matter here. But let's go to some quotes. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, who's obviously in a tight election, has urged that we support another stimulus package like the Problem Solvers Caucus proposal or something similar to that size, like this latest counteroffer that we have. Lindsey Graham, by the way, also refused a COVID test tonight, and therefore his debate in South Carolina is canceled, which leaves him even more vulnerable to not getting reelected, and therefore he wants a stimulus package. Republican Johnny Ernst has spoken to Trump directly and urged Donald Trump to provide more economic relief. In fact, it was stated on Twitter, quote, spoke to POTUS and relayed to him, I've heard from folks across the state. Iowans need additional COVID relief. I'm hopeful Congress can come together once again, R's and D's, and provide the support to hardworking Americans. Additionally, Republican Ted Cruz says Ted Cruz supports the decision Trump is making, which that means right now, out of the 13 senators we need, we've already got 3 on board with just quotes that I've provided here. The Problem Solvers Caucus released another statement today saying we're close. Let's get this deal done. By the way, just to clarify those numbers, there are 47 Democrats and independents combined in the Senate. That means we need 13 Republicans to vote on this bill to pass. I just gave supportive quotes from 3, and some of those individuals usually don't support spending measures. Furthermore, senior White House administration officials report that they plan to work throughout the weekend to finalize this deal and obviously through next week legislatively. Pelosi and Mnuchin spoke for 30 minutes this afternoon as Mnuchin delivered his updated text to Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi's team is specifically interested now in the leftover details on how to crush the virus. She says we need to use science to crush the virus and not a blank check. There's your late update with all of the developments throughout the day. We had a lot of them. If you've appreciated it, make sure to get your life insurance in as little as 5 minutes using the link down below. Check out the courses and of course get 2 free stocks with Webull. Deposit $100, get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,600. Thanks so much. Have a great day.